Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Larry. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. Today's video is about this look, so if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe down below, click on notification bell as well to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Without wasting much of your time, let's get the video rolling.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
Okay guys, I'll be using my Flormar Cosmetics loose powder in the shade Brown Sand to set my brow. Yes, and my brow pencil is from Cosmetic Art in the shade this is the shade Black. Yes, and I'll be using black and brown as I always do. I use the black to outline and use the brown and the black to fill it in, if that makes sense. Yeah, please, if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe down below, click on notification bell as well to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Yeah, now I'm just using the spray brush to kind of blend both pencil into into place, if that makes sense. To conceal, I'll be using the Flormar Cosmetics full coverage concealer in the shade Dark to conceal my brow. And I'm using that same concealer to conceal the upper part of my brow as well. Yes. Yeah, so this is how the brows are looking. I'm using that same concealer as my eyeshadow base, which is the Flormar Cosmetics full coverage concealer as my eyeshadow base. Yes, just like so. So now just blending it with a fluffy brush. I'm going in with this dark brown shade from the Beauty Glazed Gorgeous Me palette. Yes. So I'm going in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm using this shade on top of the brown shade I use. Yes, I'm packing that at the same place where I use the other shade. Yeah, my next shade is this orange shade from the Gorgeous Me palette. And I'm blending that. I'm using that as my transitional shade rather. Yeah. Please blend. Blend. You see how that shade is blended? Oh, you see how it was blended? So going back with the first brown shade to kind of add a little bit to it because I lost the intensity of it while blending my transition, if that makes sense. To cut my crease, I'll be using that same concealer, which is the Flormar Cosmetic full coverage concealer, and it's kind of some way, but we move. Using liquid concealer to cut your crease is much easier than cream concealer. I don't know why you. Yeah, today we are going in with a full cut crease. Full cut crease. Yes, so my next shade will be this color from the Gorgeous Me palette, and I'll be concentrating that in my inner part of my eye. The inner corners of my eye and the outer V corner, if that makes sense. I have noise in my background, so my voiceover will be, I'll be explaining little bit, bit by bit, if that makes sense, because I have a lot of noise in my background. Yeah, so this is my last shade. My last shade. I'm packing that in between, the middle part of my eye. Yeah. So what I did is I went back with the other shade to kind of blend, to prevent any demarcation, any harsh lines between both shades, just like I'm doing. Yeah, so I kind of went through those two shades back and forth. So my liner is from Maybelline Master Ink Liner. Yes. And if you have not seen my last tutorial, I have one. Do check it out. Yes. Do check it out. So to prime my face, I'll be using the Pond's mattifying primer to prime my face. And I'm going in with this Flormar Cosmetics Double Radiant Primer. It's like a highlighter at the same time a primer. Yeah. This is in the shade Champagne, if I'm not mistaken. My foundation is from Maybelline Fit Me poreless foundation in the shade Mocha. Yes. And always remember to blend your foundation down to your neck area. Yes. Yeah, to conceal, I'll be using, to highlight, I'll be using the Flormar Cosmetics Perfect Coverage Concealer in the shade Dark. Yes, to highlight. Yeah, so I'm just blending that in. And I'll be going in with another concealer, which is way lighter than this. So I kind of build the coverage with this one. If you look closely, this foundation is more or less like my skin tone. That's why I went in with another. This concealer rather looks exact as my skin tone. That's why I went back with the AOA Wonder Cover Concealer in the shade Coltan. And I concentrated that in the corners of my eye, if that makes sense. Yes. Yeah, so I'm just making sure the concealer does not go in the, it does not go outside where I place it, if that makes sense. Yes, that exact where I want to highlight, exact place. So I manage it right over there. So to contour, I'll be using the Elegant Pro Matte Foundation in the shade Ebony to contour. Yeah, so what I did is I used the excess product in the brush to kind of do my nose contouring. The excess product in the brush to contour my nose. Yeah. So I kind of went back with my foundation brush to further blend everything into place. Just like so. To set the places where I highlighted as well as my entire face, I used the Flormar Cosmetics loose powder in the shade Bronze Sand. And I use that same powder to bake. Yeah, so I kind of use the excess product on my beauty blender to set my entire face. So to going back with my grandmother's palette, which is the nickaknewyork contour, to set the places where I contoured. Yes. And my blush is from Karite. I beg, I don't know the name. And I use all the 6 shade in the palette. Yes. And to line my eye, I use the pencil I used earlier on for my brows, which is the Cosmetic Art Brow Pencil in the shade black. And I went back with my bullet brush with the brown eyeshadow on it to kind of smoke out my lower lash area. I don't always intensify that because I have problem with my eyes, which always teary. So if I try it, all my makeup will ruin. Everything will go back to zero. So my highlight is from Makeup Revolution Sugar 2 palette. So I highlighted my the apple of my cheeks, as well as the tip of my nose, my brow bone, and my cupid bone. My lip pencil is from Flormar Cosmetics. I think it's in the shade bitter brown, which is a very dark brown pencil. And I added a nude lipstick, a nude no name lipstick in between my lips, and top it up with a lip gloss from Flormar Cosmetics. Yeah, so I went in with my concealer brush with a little bit of a concealer to clean any excess lipstick, yeah, around my lips, just like so. And I went in with my beauty blender to further blend any concealer, any excess concealer. To set my entire face, I'll be using the Cutcrease Prep and Fine setting spray, and I'm using my beauty blender to blend, to dab the setting spray into my skin. Guys, this is our final look. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe, click on notification bell as well to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So until we meet again, stay blessed, stay safe, bye.